Russell Westbrook's new Showtime documentary debuted today, and director Gotham Chopra said earlier this week that Russ was fueled by the voices of his critics featured in the film. That includes our own Skip Bayless, who can be heard in the trailer. Take a listen.
The way I compete, I think I'm an easy target.
I mean, he is extraordinary.
Impossibly great. And what did it contribute to winning? Nothing.
In the sports world, I am the bad guy.
Skip, that was you saying Russ was impossibly great but didn't contribute to wins.
Yep.
What's your reaction?
What number does he wear, Shannon? 0, as in 0 rings. Shannon Sharp, this is the worst case scenario for your man LeBron James. We know Russ came to LA with a huge ego because that's what he's all about. He's driven by a huge ego in many good ways because we know he has impossibly averaged a triple-double 4 of the last 5 seasons. But here he comes back home to LA. He grew up in this area as a diehard Laker fan. So he finally got to come home just as a documentary by the great Gotham Chopra is dropping. He's done Brady. He's done, who else? I forget.
He's done a
lot of the big ones, right?
Yeah.
And he's including Russell in his pantheon of greats, dropping tonight. And this will feed the fire of Russell Westbrook's ego to a point that it's going to be near impossible for LeBron to overcome him and win a championship. LeBron has tried to bless him. He has handed him the keys to LeBron's kingdom, the king's kingdom, by saying, you be my point guard. I'm going to move to 2 or 3 or wherever I'm going to move to. And I want you to run my show.
Right.
And LeBron has tried to not only you can't really take Russ under your wing, he's tried to befriend him. He went to the premiere on Monday night.
Right.
And he tweeted about it on Tuesday morning with like 10 fire emojis. Y'all got to check this out. And I get all that because you want to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And Russ can be a little bit of an enemy to LeBron if he goes sideways, where he starts to clash with LeBron about who is running the team and the show. Russell believes this is now his time and his team. He's going to take over for LeBron as LeBron segues into the latter portion of his career.
What would give him the idea that this is his team now and he's going to take over?
Because he's from here, and he's the only one on this roster who grew up here as a diehard Laker fan.
Yeah, but he's the third
and
best
he's
player.
much younger, not that much younger than LeBron, but he is younger than LeBron to the point that he's at the back end of his prime. And I promise you, if you put Russ on a lie detector, he would tell you, it's time for me to start taking over for LeBron. I need to run the show so he can concentrate on other things. I think he's a nightmare waiting to happen because, as I keep telling you, he's led this league in turnovers 4 times. He's finished second 4 times. He's led it in usage rate 4 times, finished second 4 times. He needs the ball, and he's going to make mistakes because he's going to force a lot of things that will contribute more to the solo act that is Russell Westbrook, the stat machine that is Russell Westbrook, and not contribute to winning. And the worst case that I can imagine is he's got a documentary on his life and times dropping tonight on the eve of the season.
Why not? Why not make a documentary?
Well, he's going to think that he is Hollywood now. Like he owns Hollywood. He's running Hollywood. You don't think so?
No, I don't think that.
Oh, stop it.
I don't think that.
His ego is going to be out of control, runaway ego, out of control.
You know what? You say Russell Westbrook wears number 0 because he has 0 rings. If you're a basketball player, you'd be number 99. Because that's how much how much hate you got going on right now.
I got 99 problems with you.
Yeah, you got 99 of a possible 100. If there was a Madden rating, your Madden rating would be 99. Hate, not 100. Because Devin Hester's the only one that's ever had 100 speed. You get 100.
Did I not speak the truth
No, you
about
didn't speak the
Russell
truth.
Westbrook? And again, I love to watch him. I just don't love him to be your point guard for LeBron.
Well, you don't worry about that. You worry about your team.
Okay.
Now, back to our originally scheduled program. Look, it seems to me the hate is what fuels him. Because when they were going over it, he says, I need more of that. and it was all the negative criticism that he was receiving for how he played.
He welcomes, he actually encourages
Right,
it.
I want more of this in the film.
Yeah.
Because this drives him. Skip, right now, his legacy is a guy that puts up unbelievable numbers, triple-doubles in 4 of the last 5 seasons, but it has not carried over to winning playoff games, series, getting to NBA Finals, winning an NBA championship. Skip, it would be a lot harder to change Russ had he won championships playing that way than I believe it will be now, considering he hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
So I believe it's easier to change a person that hasn't had the level of success as a person. You're not changing Elon Musk. You're not changing Jeff Bezos because they've had success doing it that way. But someone that has started to try to do a business and hadn't had success, it's easier for someone to come in and say, you know what? If you do it this way, that's been successful.
But time out.
Yes.
In Russ's worldview, he's wildly successful. He's done something that no one thought anyone could even think about doing. Averaging triple-doubles for 4 or 5 years. He thinks he's a made man. He thinks he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer because he is as a me, not a we.
Right. But here's the thing. What have the critics said? Everybody said it. He's phenomenal. When you do things that people didn't think you was possible of you doing, they're going to be an amazement. But when you play a team sport, Skip, it doesn't do me any good to shoot 5 59s in a round of golf if I can't win a tournament or if I can't win a major. It does me no good.
I know, but the point is, if you shot 4 59s, you're going to win the tournament.
No, not in that tournament. I'm saying if I shoot them over the course of tournaments.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, and that's what Russ has done. Russ has got these triple-doubles, Skip. 30 of them, 42 of them in a season, another 30. What did it get him? When he averaged a triple-double for the first time he did it.
You know what he would say?
What?
Superstardom. it got him individual greatness unlike any player may ever have had because nobody's come close to doing that.
Yeah, but as he gotten closer to superstardom and did that, he got farther away from winning a title. You want to win a title? Skip. They can't take that away from you. Those 4 seasons of triple-doubles, that's on his resume. Now, how do we finish it off, Skip? How do we add the proper punctuation to make sure when everybody looks at this resume, it's impeccable? There's nothing to nitpick. Well, you could have did this. And there's nothing. There's nothing else he could have done. He got it.
LeBron James was born to be the point guard of the Lakers. He is the next Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
That's his position at birth. That's what he was put on the earth.
We're gonna throw Russell a bone and let him do that, Skip. We're gonna make it feel good.
It better be a little bone.
Yeah, we're gonna throw him.
Okay, but then what do you do with him if he's not the point guard? He's a liability of a shooter and defender. What are you going to do? And he's not going to stand for that. He's a made man. He's in a Chopra doc. Come on.
But he commissioned the doc. It ain't like they went out there and said, we want to make a documentary on this. This is not a 30 for 30. This is not something that somebody said, you know what? Russ paid to have this documentary done, to compile all this footage. And I get it. Sometimes hate and fuse him. And it seems to me because he wanted more of this in it, this drives him. The doubt and people saying, yeah, you're doing this, but. And Russ needs to understand that the last thing on his resume is a championship. And if he pulls that off, Skip, what else can you say?
But in your sport, if you don't have a championship, you say, I don't know if you can get in the Hall of Fame without one.
Right.
He's a no-ballot Hall of Famer.
Who?
Russ on individual success.
Yes, stop it. The man go, huh?
What are you talking about? We're not going to say you don't belong in the Hall of Fame because you don't have a championship.
Oh, yeah.
We have to switch gears and get back to that Thursday night game because did the Bucks get a huge break from the officials last night?
Yeah.
That's next.
No.
No mercy.